Dee Messina has had quite the journey over the last several years, from financial issues to battling cancer. But after an argument with Jesus Christ on her front porch, Messina has never been closer with God in her time of healing. On September 6, 2017, the announcement was made by the Heads Carolina, Tales California singer to her official Facebook page that she had been diagnosed with cancer. The post seemed as though she had already had quite the ride so far with her diagnosis. Her post read, "Over the years, Dee has built a close relationship with her fans. So those of us at Team JDM wanted to be the first to let you know that she was recently diagnosed with cancer. It has been a trying summer, but her heart has been filled with gratitude for the many opportunities she has had to see God's hand at work. As many of you know, Dee is a believer who feels blessed to be surrounded by the love of God, a love that has brought her the inner peace. On her lowest of low days, she has been able to see God's hand at work and feel His love as she continues her walk. It is because of our Father's love that she has been able to find the beauty in the days that could have brought her the most fear, gratitude in moments that most would call unfair, and companionship during times she might feel the loneliest. We don't know anything specific regarding the treatment plan at this point, but Dee is working closely with the team to explore all options. She has taken the semester off from classes at the King's University, and her last tour date for the year will be October 7th. All other 2017 dates are being postponed, as she will begin cancer treatment this fall. Dee has been working with producer Seth Mosley, and in a recent writing session wrote the song Here with Seth and Mia Fields. Seth was deeply moved to see her faith following her diagnosis while the two worked in the studio together. "It was one of the most powerful moments I've had in my entire studio career," Seth told Team JDM. "To see Dee singing There's No Pain, There's No Fear, here through the cancer and the chaos that she is walking through. God is going to use her and her story to intercept people in their pain and remind them that He is near. We will continue to keep fans updated on Dee's journey and appreciate the outpouring of love, prayers, and support she has already received." Team JDM. Unfortunately, after the cancer diagnosis, Messina also began to deal with financial struggles. And in an interview with a local radio station in Colorado Springs, Colorado, known as Way FM, Messina explained her financial burdens. The Bye Bye singer said, "I know there was a day when it just came tumbling in. I think it was prior to surgery where insurance had lapsed, and my tithing check bounced. Yes, people, my tithing check bounced. I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, with no touring, there's no income. There's no cash flow. And so the insurance had lapsed, and I was going through some legal processes, and so I've got some legal papers that are never fun to get." Messina's journey is not one that anyone could ever imagine going through, but she has managed to stay strong, brave, and faithful ever since her argument with Jesus Christ, which happened on her front porch. Messina recently shared with pop culture about the encounter she had with Jesus and said, "If you've walked my life in the last 5 years, it has not been a typical life. Not a lot of it goes out in press, which is great, because a lot of it's painful, and a lot of it's hurtful, and a lot of it's scary. About 5 years ago, Jesus Christ walked into my front porch and argued with me all day long. As real as I'm sitting in this seat, Jesus came to my front porch, and He's like, 'She's mine.' I was at an all-time low. I was trying to sustain a career. I had a lifestyle and a family and everything, all on my own, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I was pulled way too thin, and so I was just standing on my porch one day, and Jesus Christ walked out and said, 'She's mine.' I just knew it. In the middle of that, in the middle of my spirit and my soul, I'm like, that's Jesus." Messina at the time knew very little about Jesus Christ, but after the visit she went to her next door neighbors to get him to tell him as much as he could about Jesus. Messina told Pop Culture, "I know the stories. I know the Christmas and Easter. He was born on Christmas, died on Easter. You know what I mean? But I didn't know Him. Just having that intimate relationship with God, and I'll sit here right in front of you and tell you He loves you more than you can ever imagine. We all feel like that we are not lovable, that we've screwed up beyond repair, and we're not worth it, and we're broken, we're fat, we're ugly, we're this, we're that, we're too old or too young. and He made the very Spirit that's in us. Ever since, Messina has been impassioned with her faith. Because of that, she has had the strength and the courage to still do what it is she loves, and that's performing and making music. Messina recently performed at the CMA Fest that took place this year and loved that she was still remembered. She told Pop Culture, "When I got the call, I was like, they remembered me. Here I am just trying to get to tomorrow, and CMA reached out and was like, hey, we want her to perform on a big stage. And my heart is so filled with gratitude. I've always loved it. Anyone who's been with me for years, that has known me for years, there's always been a spirit of gratitude in my career. To be able to stand out there and sing a few songs and tell them and not leave the stage without saying, and tell you what, God loves you more than you can even imagine. That's the greatest gift of all." It's great to see that Dee Messina is strong enough now to be able to get back to performing live, and her website has a slew of shows that stretch all the way into November of this year. This is just an absolutely inspirational story and just wonderful news for Messina. Well, that's it for today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down at the bottom and turn those notifications on for breaking updates on your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. Y'all stay country.